Yeah, thank you very much, Sean. Good afternoon from the University of Bolton Stadium, as we have 7 youngsters waving their flags for Bolton Wanderers around the edge of the centre circle. On the far side, the one and only Wanderers banner is unfurled in front of the lower tier of the Nat Lofthouse stand, and then 2 slightly older gentlemen waving their Bolton flags, one of whom is caught right in the trajectory of the sprinkler system here at the University of Bolton Stadium. But however, on a day like today, that's probably no bad thing, because it's stunning in the northwest, just shy of 20 degrees. The sun is shining. There's about a third of the pitch on this side where we are, which is bathed in a little bit of shade. Apart from that, the sun is out, it's playoff time, it's May, let the drama commence. A long and grueling 46-game season has come to an end. Just 270 minutes, and probably Peterborough separate these sides from a place in next season's championship. Bolton were playoff regulars in the 90s and the early noughties, but after a 22-year gap, they are back. Twice the end-of-season jamboree provided them with a pathway to the top flight. Well, this is Barnsley's 5th outing, and they won promotion from League One on their 2 previous attempts in 2006 and 2016. Now, the Tykes may have finished higher in the table, but there's no doubt about it, the loud trotters amongst us are very much in the better form of the 2 sides. And as you can hear down beneath us, our referee Andrew Kitchen has led out both teams, and it's good to see that Bolton are in their traditional white shirts, the dark shorts and the white socks, while for Barnsley it's bright red shirts, white shorts and red socks as well. And the 2 teams gather for the customary photos ahead of what should be an enthralling tie across both legs. The second leg, of course, is on Friday night, also live here on Talksport 2. A lot of football to be played between these 2 sides, who meet for the 4th time already this season. Let's run you through the 2 sides. For Bolton, the home team, Trafford returns in goal for his 46th league game of the season. Toll, Santos and Johnston are the back 3. Across midfield it's Bradley on the right, Sheehan and Dempsey in the middle, and Williams on the left, with Morley providing the support to Kachunga and Charles, who leads the line. John, Williams, Thomason, Lee, Jerome, Adebayojo and Melinda are the substitutes for Bolton. As for Barnsley, who peel away to our right-hand side, it's Eithel in goal. It's Thomas, Anderson, Kitchen, the back 3. Anderson, of course, recovering from injury to captain the side. Williams and Cadden are the 2 wing-backs, with Phillips, Connell and Kane in midfield. Big day for Luca Connell, his 100th career appearance in the heart of that midfield. And then it's Slobodan Tedic and Devante Cole that lead the line. Tedic, on loan from Manchester City, he scored 2 goals in his last 4 games to give him the nod over James Norwood as amongst the substitutes. And Devante Cole, his 49th start for Barnsley in the league. Second spell, of course, at the club, but without a goal in his last 4 games. The bench for them: Collins, Lekeche, Benson, Thomas, Russell, Norwood, as we mentioned, and Max Waters as well, who, my colleague alongside me today, the former Wolves goalkeeper Matt Murray, reminds me had a lovely scoring streak once for Crawley Town, didn't he?
Yeah, he was prolific then. That's when he really came on people's radars for me, and yeah, he'll be there. And you know, again, there's lots of good young players on show here. There's plenty of goals in these teams, both decent defensively as well. So I think it's going to be a really hard one to call, but the atmosphere and the players will feel that, and they all just want that first positive touch. You just want a nice early touch and make sure it's a good one.
We certainly do, and the travelling support, just over 2,100 away supporters from Barnsley are in the frankincense south stand here at the University of Bolton Stadium. And it's been interesting through the week on Twitter watching Bolton announce the ticket sales for this game, creeping up into the lower 20,000s, about 22,000, 23,000 here today, and I'm sure the sunshine may have dragged a few more out and into the University of Bolton Stadium. This is what it's all about, though, the first leg of the League One playoffs. Peterborough already have 1 foot at Wembley after that 4-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday last night. Who's going to join them? Will it be Bolton? Will it be Barnsley? The next 180 minutes between these 2 sides will define it for us, and it's Bolton who are kicking from left to right in the opening 45 minutes here and they will get us underway. And immediately Toll puts a long ball down this right hand side to try and set Conor Bradley away, and they get the first free kick of the game right by the corner flag down this right hand side, and an early sign of what's to come from Bolton.
Yeah, really positive start, and I'm excited to see Conor Bradley because everyone's talking about him, and that touch there, the way he's brought that ball, he's killed down the touchline, he's brought it down under pressure, then won a free kick. They'll probably defend it, well, actually they put a man as a one-man wall. Sometimes a free kick for me defend as a corner, but great start, great start for Bolton.
It's right by the corner flag on this right hand side. Aaron Morley is the player that's going to deliver this for Bolton. Crisp white shirt and those blue shorts. A yard in from the corner, swings that one over to the edge of the 6-yard box, and it bobbles away across the 6-yard area and 2 or 3 yards wide of the right hand post. A couple of appeals from Bolton for a corner, but the referee Andrew Kitchen waves it away, and it'll be a goal kick to Barnsley, who can put a huge sigh of relief.
And Barnsley set up really zonal, and that was a really good ball from Aaron Morley because he sort of put it in between the defenders on the 6-yard line and the ones more around the penalty spot. Great trajectory, great ball in, initial contact look from Bolton, then another one and just wide, couldn't get another touch, but great ball in, good chance, and worrying moments there for Barnsley. They did look a bit fragile from that defence.
Here's a chance for Barnsley down the left hand side though to build an attack, and midway inside the Bolton half as the ball is picked up by Nicky Cadden. Just gives it short down this left hand touchline again for Liam Kitchen, who's come forward. Kitchen tries to get through at the second attempt, loses possession. He has to commit the foul because they were about to get caught a little short, and the referee being asked if it's a yellow card or not, he says no. Conor Bradley is the player down, and it will just be a free kick about 10 yards outside their own penalty area on this near touchline. Yeah,
Conor Bradley straight in the thick of the action, and Ian Everett is asking the fourth official, how's that not a booking? And they flew into him, but look, there's going to be a few challenges like that. This is what it means, but I think it was just, borderline, but I think it's the right decision and just let the game flow. But again, a good committed challenge from Barnsley, but overstepping it slightly. But Conor Bradley looks fine.
Ball away to our left hand side and in the arms of James Trafford, and they'll look to build from the back. Ricardo Santos, we mentioned, has recovered from injury, missed 7 games, the captain and the mainstay of that back line for Bolton Wanderers. He's just tried to play it to Bradley down this right hand side, but it runs out of play. Of course, he was the former Peterborough, Dagenham and Redbridge player who joined from Barnet back in August 20, but 30th start of the campaign for the Portuguese centre half, and just vital in the cog that kind of makes Bolton tick along.
I think it just shows with their recruitment though, there's so many players that they've come and they've highlighted, and they've looked at a profile of player. They've obviously, as coaching staff, they make them better, a manager that believes in them, and they're well drilled. And yeah, he's not played all the games, and some of these players have played nearly every minute of every game, but he's key in the middle. It's a very, very important role. He's a fantastic, he'd be good in both boxes, but I think he's, again, it shows how good their recruitment is here.
He's got the job of looking after Devante Cole, who's up front for Barnsley today. Nothing comes from that goal kick, which was taken by Harry Istid away to our right hand side, the man on loan from Luton. Second playoff campaign, because he was an unused sub last year for Luton in that championship playoff run, but managed to grab the goalkeeper's jersey midway through the season for Barnsley and has kept it ever since. We've got that first free kick of the game at the edge of the centre circle here.
Josh Sheehan, wasn't it, flying in there? But I think that, again, the referee's been consistent. Was that challenge on Connell? And he's caught him, but he's nothing major, not too much malice in it. And the referee's let a couple go for both teams, but just slightly late there, Sheehan. But going back to Easted, he can't believe it, He's come in here. The Jack Walton left Barnsley, has gone to Luton. He's come here and ended up playing all the games and really building his profile.
On the left hand side, here's Cadden, combative Scotsman, desperately trying to win the ball by the corner flag, but good defensive work again on this near touchline. And it was Bradley on that occasion. It's going to be a throw in for Barnsley down this left hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. We've had almost 5 minutes. It's the League One playoffs on Game Day Live on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. We're going to try and launch this one into the area this time. Bobby Thomas It's going to float it in towards the edge of that 6-yard box. There's Santos with that big header away. So he was going to be crucial in both those boxes. And now Dion Charles with a chance to break forward, which if he just tried to run the ball out wide to that left-hand touchline where Randall Williams was there, he just couldn't quite get on the end of it, and it's safely back with Barnsley all the way to our right-hand side.
Mentioned it there, Santos, that first contact, it's so important when balls come in the box, and we want to keep balls away from him, but again he's good header from the defender.
Right about the referee being consistent in he's allowing the game to flow, but some of those challenges are a little bit cheeky. He'll give him a couple of yellow cards on either side really, but not wanting to get everyone going early, as we mentioned. All you need is the intervention of a red card in one of these playoff games, and well, it all goes to pot. Really good chasing challenge back in midfield that time. I think it was by Sheehan again, but Barnsley pick up the loose ball on halfway. Wide out on this left-hand side. Nicky Cadden's waiting for it. The run has been continued by Herbie Kay, but here's Devante Cole. It's run out of play. The assistant's not flagged for it. And luckily enough for Bolton, they'll get it clear up towards halfway, but looked about a yard or so beyond the goal line. But the referee or the assistant on the far side not flagging for it. And referee Andrew Kitchen didn't feel he was in a position to give it. No,
I think you've got to rely on your assistant there. He obviously couldn't be sure, but if someone had come from that would have been very interesting, because where we were, I thought it was a good yard out of play, and the players sort of stopped, didn't they, as well? But at the end of the day, it's come to nothing. But good run from Devante Cole.
To be fair, we've got a terrific view here at the University of Bolton Stadium. Here's Kane slipping it inside the penalty area. Left-footed shot first time is driven in by Slobodan Tedic, and it's the first corner of the game for Barnsley down this left-hand side.
Yeah, and when I've seen them this season, Barnsley have been good from set pieces. The likes of Mads Anderson getting in there. The deliveries are good and whipped in with pace, but they've made that. Devante Cole made that run, then Tadic made that run, so it's definitely that little box run is something that they're working on, but good defending, and again, this time semi-zonal from Bolton, along the 6-yard line and a few man-to-man.
Here's the delivery coming from Connell towards the near post, headed up and away at the edge of the penalty area. It's helped on its way by Randall Williams. They've been good from set pieces, have Barnsley. Not so good from Bolton when it comes to defending them. They've not conceded many goals this season, but they've got the second highest percentage of goals conceded from set pieces, 10 of which have come from corners. So it'll be something that I expect that Barnsley will look to try and exploit.
Yeah, and I always think that in these sort of games when teams are even, it's something that you can make the difference, and I think you see it at the highest level. But any time when teams are even, if you can you work, you're inventive on them, then it can count. And of course, if you've got players of good size, good deliveries, and it can happen. So yeah, it'll be certainly something that Michael Duff, the way he sort of was as a player as well, he'll be meticulous in offensively and defensively with his set pieces.
No surprise to see Michael Duff down below us in his tracksuit, and Ian Everett's gone for the suit for this playoff semi-final first leg. A bit warm for a suit today, I would have thought, but there we go. Out wide on that left-hand side, Bolton have possession again with George Johnston, who just tries to play it into Randall Williams, but runs out of play, and it will be a throw on that far side. The head-to-head record between these two is not favourable for Barnsley. They've won one of their last 16 meetings if you go back to 1998, and that was in the FA Cup here in November. Prior to that, the last league win was in 1997 when both these teams were in the Premier League. That's how long ago it was. That's been some time.
And as a player you get told these records, but I do think it's more about how it's been this season, nothing more than that. But it is mad, isn't it, how sometimes you have like bogey teams as a club.
8 wins in 12 for Bolton. They'll come into this with that confidence. Just not quite flowing as they tried to get something going in the middle of the park there. It was Kyle Dempsey looking to team up on this near side of the field with Kachunga, but didn't quite come off, and gives Barnsley an opportunity to attack here, which they are. Centre of the penalty area, edge of the box, out wide on this left-hand side they go, where they find Cadden. Cadden just cuts inside, he's done well, Cadden, but then that's really good defending from Connor Bradley, who will probably got the foul for it. Cadden thought he got the better of him, but Bradley fought back superbly, and it's a free kick for Bolton in the right-back position.
I'll say this now, if Bolton don't get promoted, this boy will be in the Championship minimum, no matter what. How many right wing-backs and full-backs do Liverpool want to produce? You look at him as well, he's so young, but he's been good in possession, out of possession. You hear so much about him, but already what I'm seeing here is real quality.
Here they come down the right-hand side, Bolton. Kachunga gets the ball across the penalty area, and the shot from the penalty spot by Dion Charles is way over and into the empty part of the stand away to our right-hand side. But that was a really good opportunity. Decent ball in from Kachunga as well. And Charles will feel he should have done better.
Yeah, it was a good ball in, and it's that one. It's just slightly behind Charles, but still the form he's in, the quality of him. If he can get his foot round it a little bit more and keep it down, then as a goalkeeper it's really difficult because your body weight there, it would have been moving to Harry Easted's right. Charles gets everything on it, Dion Charles, but he just can't quite keep it down. But good play. It had to be a first-time finish. It was difficult, but the form he's in, yeah, he'll be thinking it's a bit more than a half chance for a player of his quality.
10 minutes on the clock. Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. These are the playoffs. League 1, first leg, and it remains Bolton 0, Barnsley 0. There was a goal in the Premier League. It's gone at Villa Park in our commentary that's over on Talksport right now. Aston Villa lead Spurs by a goal to 0. Ramsey, the goal scorer for Aston Villa, 8 minutes into that game. 1-0 to Villa. Is Barnsley down this right-hand side. A reminder as well, earlier on, game day exclusive on TalkSport. Leeds 2, Newcastle 2, it finished. Deflected equaliser late on for Leeds to earn them a point. Sam doing Sam things. We shall see.
Ex-Bolton Sam, wasn't he? He had some really good times here.
Sam was in charge the last time they were in the playoffs.
Okay.
And got promoted, which is no great surprise, really. Beat Preston in the final 3-0. That was back in 2001. To work their way into the Premier League at the time. 2 more games for him. West Ham to come, of course. I think it's Spurs last up, I think, off the top of my head for Leeds. Oh, bit of indecision at the back. Trafford's going to clear it from inside the penalty area here for Bolton up this right-hand touchline. Chases on for Kachunga. He's not going to get there because Kitchen's there first, and he'll give it back to Isted. He gets it forward, and the offside flag is up. And that will be a free kick for Bolton, probably about 10 yards short of halfway, just inside their own half, away to our left-hand side.
Yeah, was it George Johnston there on the ball, was it? And I think he wanted Trafford to come and get involved, and often you see keepers get dragged into that. But what I liked about James Trafford, they've obviously got that relationship, they've got that understanding. He said, no, I'm staying at home, play the ball back to me, and then no trouble. But very often when defenders call, especially young goalkeepers, they can get involved there. So what can be, nothing can turn into a dangerous situation. So good defending in the end.
Elias Kachunga is the only player over the age of 30 in the starting 11 for Bolton today, particularly youthful in parts, with Trafford just being 20 and Conor Bradley just 19 out on this right-hand side. They've really used the, as you say, the loan market and bringing those youthful players into the side.
Yeah, and that's the difference. When they got promoted from League 2, they had older players, Owen Doyle, Baptiste, Jilks in goal, and they've changed that. And that's an identity, that's a model. And Barnsley the same. They like to get young players in, develop them, sell them, and that's what they do. So credit that. You need good head coaches, if you like, to do that and be brave. So that might be something further down the line that could catch them out, being a little bit young, but at the moment it's working.
Yeah, to be fair, it is a similar story for that Barnsley side as well. They are all under the age of 30. In fact, there's no one even pushing 30 in the Barnsley starting 11 today. Throw down the right-hand side is with Bradley, on loan from Liverpool. Made 3 League Cup appearances for the Reds in his time there before coming on loan for this season. He was at his League One debut only in December. Very impressive. 1 league goal in 22 appearances so far. But he's one of those you picked out. I mean, they've also looked for bargains as well. Owen Toll, got him from Derry City.
Yep.
And again, he's been at 22 appearances so far this season. He's been a real regular in this Bolton back line. So not only picking up loans, but making some very shrewd and astute signings from places you wouldn't expect. There's a few tasty tackles going in just down below us, and the referee not interested. The supporters certainly are, and they were looking to try and get Bolton a free kick, but instead the ball is safely in the arms of the Barnsley keeper away to our right-hand side. And we've had, 14 and a half minutes on TalkSport 2, and it remains 0-0.
And pretty even. I'd say it's pretty even. Probably the best chance being to Dion Charles. Hot day, but still the tempo's deep. I wondered how that would affect the pressing, the tempo. But yeah, pretty even, like we thought it would be. But yeah, I like it. I like these challenges. That's what it's about. It's a contact sport. Let them go. Nothing over the edge, so it's good.
I think we all knew this was going to be the tighter of these semi-finals, probably, between these two sides, just because there's been so little to choose between them throughout this campaign. Both managers, of course, with experience of the playoffs as players. Michael Duff has experience as a manager as well. First time, though, for Ian Everett. That's lumped through and will be gathered comfortably by Trafford in the penalty area all the way to our left-hand side. He's gone for the short sleeve, continental look as the goalkeeper today. You were a long sleeve man, weren't you?
Back in my day, everything was big and baggy and all that. These kits now look good.
There's a chance maybe for Charles to run onto it, but there's a foot in from Mads Anderson. He's put it out of play and it's going to be a corner. He had to do something, he felt, I think, because Charles was on his shoulder. And it goes out of play down this right-hand side, and it will be a corner for Bolton again.
Definite back pass, then. That's what I mean. You couldn't take the risk. It was a definite back pass. You pick it up and suddenly there's an indirect free kick in a really dangerous position. So instead, you have to deal with it. Couldn't head it, couldn't do anything, so just defend the corner. And it's shown. I know that Barnsley have been good offensively from set pieces, but I thought with that first corner, that first free kick, that was a bit like a corner. That was the one that, did look very dangerous.
Here comes the delivery from Morley towards that back post, and again it's just bobbling around. I think everyone thought it was going to head out and play the driven shot. He's blocked inside the 6-yard area in the end by Liam Kitching, who punted up in the air, and then eventually the keeper is fouled, and it was a driven shot in the end from George Johnston. Never really got towards the goal line. It was 4 or 5 yards out where it was blocked. But again, a bit of carnage. No one knew where the ball was.
Well, yeah, when that first ball comes in, and then, as you say, it just sort of drops down, doesn't it? It's not really cleared, and I think if it doesn't hit Kitchen, even though he's a few yards off the line, if he wasn't there, then that would have gone in. Harry said hadn't seen it in the Barnsley goal, but then there to win that free kick, Harry said, I don't see how the ball's looped really, really high in the air. He chased after it. He's ran into was it Kachunga, and just gone down, and pretty soft, even though I'm part of the keepers union.
Devante Cole has won a free kick, much to the distress and the fury of the Bolton defenders, who feel that he's just bought that one. I think the challenge was from Toll, and down went Devante Cole as he'd knocked the ball past him. Did look a bit soft, I won't lie, but it is a free kick for Barnsley, about 30 yards out and a couple of yards to the right of the D.
Well, said he's consistent, didn't we? He gives two. We've been letting loads go, and then he suddenly gives 2 soft ones. But this is a sort of range now. As a goalkeeper, Trafford looks like he's only going for only 2 in the wall. For Barnsley, you've got 3 players over it. So as a goalkeeper, is it going to be a left foot or a right foot? Are they going to move it slightly and do something clever? It's just about in range to shoot, but the fact he's going to go with a 2-man wall, you think he's going to probably dink it into the middle. So really dangerous, and good opportunity for Barnsley. Really good opportunity.
Herbie Kane, Adam Phillips are 2 of the players over it. Connell's there as well, and it's teed up for Connell to drive one, and it's spilled by the keeper. It's going to come back across the face of goal. It does. Devante Cole tries to divert it goalwards, and in the end it's volleyed clear by Kyle Dempsey up towards halfway. Dangerous moments for James Trafford. Wonder if it moved in the air. We could give him the benefit of the doubt there, Matt, as it's nodded back across the edge of the penalty area. Barnsley on the attack again here, this time courtesy of Bobby Thomas, and now Kyle Dempsey strides away. Now an opportunity maybe. They want support. Kachunga plays it out wide to that left hand side. Charles is there. Kachunga continues his run inside the penalty area, and the ball to the edge of the 6-yard box doesn't find him, but it does come out to Williams. Williams towards the back post where Bradley had arrived, and it's headed away on this near side by Kitchen. An opportunity. Oh, there's a foul there, and Conor Bradley may well get the first yellow of the game. There was no need for that, really. That was a little bit late, right in front of the assistant on this near side, level with a penalty spot and a yard in from the sideline.
As you say, firstly with a challenge, no need, look where it is, but he's probably saying, ref, come on man, you've given let a couple go on me, and the referees let that one go as well. So now it's Michael Duff's turn thinking, how's the opponent not been booked?
That's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card all day. It's a yellow card all day, but the referees let it go. I was really surprised. Oh, he's having a little chat with him now. Yeah, he's just saying no more. But going back to the chances, and we talked about it with the free kick, when you got 3 over the ball like that, it's really hard as a goalkeeper to know what's happening. They move it to the side, good clean strike. Trafford did see it all the way, gets his body behind it. But what I liked about the young goalkeeper is when it's come off him, James Trafford then didn't go chasing it. He stayed and then made Barnsley cross it back into the box. Bolton had the bodies, and then fine lines. They're right down the other end then, Bolton on the counter attack, because Barnsley committed so many bodies forward and nearly got the chance themselves. So good open play, and Trafford got away one a bit there, but he's gone to a good area. He's all good.
Feels like the game has just sprung into life a little more. Talking of springing into life in the Premier League, Chelsea nil, Forest 1 in 1 year with a goal for Forest. 2 crackers. I was at the City Ground on Monday night for Talksport. Couple of crackers he scored there, and he's added to that today with another goal. That would be huge. Forest win that, 36 points. You probably feel they're safe in the Premier League, of course. Here we're concentrating on the playoffs on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. In fact, you're listening to Bolton 0, Barnsley 0 in the EFL League 1 playoff semi-final, live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Possession with the visitors, who haven't lost in any of their away games in their playoff campaign so far. It's an impressive record. They've won 3, drawn 1, and actually in those 4 games they've scored 11 goals and only conceded 3, despite being the side away from home. And they're on the attack now down that right hand side and trying to hold off the challenge that was being offered up by Johnston. I think it was Tedic, and he's won inside the throw on that far side, almost in slow motion.
Yeah, it was, but it's good play. You can see those balls down the channel, and the long throw's going to come into the box again. So it's not only about first contacts, it's then about second balls as well. But yeah, it has been, just as you say, just getting a bit open this game. It's good.
Throw down that right hand side. This time it's taken short. Thought they were going to go for a long one, but it's Jordan Williams for Barnsley on that far side, looking to get it back again. Breaks towards the edge of the penalty area. Well, he's continued his run into the penalty area. May come to him here to knock down into a danger zone, and it's bouncing around at the edge of the box, and Bolton just about get it away, but only as far as Connell, who lifts it into the penalty area again. It's going to break towards the edge of the box on that right hand side. Again, up in the air to try and win it is Jordan Williams of Barnsley, and now an opportunity to break for Bolton. Down this right hand side, up towards halfway. Elias Kuchunga again just gives the ball short, infield once more, where he finds Morley with a delightful ball out wide to that left hand side. Randell Williams is there for Bolton towards the edge of the penalty area. On his left foot, tries to cross it over, and it's blocked out of play for a corner on the far side to Bolton.
Yeah, good play again, and you know, they kept it alive a bit there, Barnsley, but you have to credit Bolton getting the first contacts, getting the blocks in, then they break with real quality, and you can just see that these wide players for Bolton, these wing backs, they provide the width and try and get good balls in. It's another corner, good bit of pressure. I still love Kitchen's recovery run though, to get back for Barnsley and try and stop that defence. Great desire.
Randall Williams delivers that one towards the edge of the 6-yard box. The keeper comes and punches, and the German shot from Bradley was fairly poor, and then the clearance from inside the penalty area for Barnsley and by Adam Phillips was equally as poor, and it allows Bolton to stay on the attack here down that far side with Kyle Dempsey. Dempsey just drops it short to Williams. Williams has done well. Was he obstructed en route? No. And he's had a play for a throw on that far side, which will be a throw into Bolton, level with the edge of the 6-yard box as they attack that Barnsley goal away to our right hand side. A reminder, we've got 2 more playoff commentaries for you today here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Sunderland against Luton, the first leg of that Championship playoff semi-final, coming up at 5:30, and Salford against Stockport tonight, the League 2 playoff semi-final first leg. That's a 7:45 kickoff. You can hear them both by not touching your radio, your phone, your app, whatever you're listening on this afternoon. Cleared away from inside the penalty area. It was a decent long throw by Randell Williams for Bolton, but it's cleared by Barnsley from inside their own area, back as far as James Trafford in the Bolton goal, who then will put it forward down this right hand side. Kachunga will nod it infield for Bolton as they try and build again, but it gives Barnsley a chance to break them. Well, I think a good decision by the ref in the end, because we certainly had both players there were holding on to each other, that being Tadic and Sheehan, and the referee just went, well, it's out of play, you two are grappling with each other, it's a throw.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and I think that's fine. And I would still be interested with the incident earlier where you said maybe obstruction. I think if Randall Williams goes down, I think he gets a free kick, but I feel players shouldn't have to. I think if you're impeding and it stops you getting through and you've tried to stay on your feet, the referee should still give it, but that's just my opinion there.
Santos tries to pick out Bradley down this right hand side. It's that age-old argument, isn't it? You know, you don't want people to dive, but then the only way they get a free kick half the time is to dive. So
it's to go down and show that the contact was made, because it was a good bit of play down in that corner flag for Bolton. He beat the man, and then he just did enough. It was clever play, good defending. I think it was from Herbie Kane, but it's a foul for me. It is a foul.
Almost 25 minutes gone on Talksport 2. It remains Bolton 0, Barnsley 0. First leg of these League 1 playoffs. Already last night, Peterborough beating Sheffield Wednesday by 4 goals to 0. They meet on Thursday night at Hillsborough. That game will be live on the Talksport app. I'll be alongside Courtney Sweetman-Kirk for that one. And then, of course, this second leg is on Friday night here on Talksport 2. The reason we're on the app on Thursday night, we've got a wonderful choice of live football for you, which I'll tell you about a little later. Sliding challenge from Kitchen is a good one for Barnsley. There's head into touch on this near side, and Bolton will have a throw just short of halfway. Bradley will take it again. Goes back towards Owen Toll. Toll across the centre halves, where he finds George Johnston on that far side. Picked up from Feyenoord was Johnson. Spent some time at Wigan on loan previously, having been released by Liverpool from the academy. And Kitchen was offside, and that's going to be a free kick for Barnsley, a couple of yards outside their own penalty area, away to our right-hand side.
A good defensive line there from Barnsley. Kachunga's just gone a bit too early, but that is always that fine line. You only need to time that one right, and then suddenly you're in and you're through one-on-one. But at the moment, they look very well drilled, very well organised. I think that's for both teams. The distances between the units are good. But you can see why they are good defensively. Get first contacts on a lot of balls coming in. The work rate and desire from both teams to get back into shape, those recovery runs. So yeah, it's been a good quality game, real good advert for League One.
Bolton trying to become one of only the 9th team to win a trophy and get through in the playoffs at the same time, as that's floated inside the Barnsley penalty area. Picked up quite easily by the keeper for Barnsley, and they'll have a chance to clear away. Of course, they won the EFL trophy with that thumping victory over Plymouth at Wembley. Already been down there once this season, of course. Trying to get back again, make that 210-mile journey to Wembley from up here in Bolton.
When you win, it's a lot easier, though, isn't it? But I think you got to credit Stephen Schumacher's side as well, how that didn't affect them. And I think for me, they've been one of the real standouts with their budget, the brand of football, losing a big player like Michael Cooper as well. Never ever had back-to-back defeats in the whole season. I think what a top manager.
It's been an extraordinary division this year. I think there's no two ways about that. Look at those three teams. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday reaching 96 points and still not finding themselves up. Quite an extraordinary League One campaign. And probably about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I was looking and going, those playoffs are going to be tasty when you looked at the potential participants and the size of the clubs. I mean, look at this club. Look at this stadium.
Huge.
You know, this is a championship stadium at the very least. There's no doubt about that.
And that makes it hard, because players walk in here and go, I'll have a bit of this. I'm going to step up my game.
Launch into the penalty area with a long throw here from Barnsley, which has most evaded everyone. Has to be cleared by Dempsey, but it's only half clears, and it bounces inside the Bolton penalty area again. It'll be another throw for Barnsley on this near side, and I suspect we will see Bobby Thomas come over and try to launch it again inside that Bolton penalty area for Barnsley.
Yeah, a bit of running for him, side to side. But it's a good throw because it's long, but it's not really, really flat where the keeper can come. It's a bit loopy in, it's not got loads of pace on it, so it's hard for defenders to head clear. So the second balls are massive on these moments.
Thomas with a throw towards the edge of that 6-yard box, looking for Devante Cole. Doesn't find him, but the driven shot is not far away, and it's just over the crossbar from Adam Phillips, 25 yards out. The clearance came to him, and he's absolutely belted that, and it was rising all the time, just a little bit too high.
Oh, it nearly would have been probably goal of the season. The way it's dropped him, it's one of them, isn't it? He steps onto it and he's hit it so sweet. He sort of met it on the half volley, rising all the way. If that's, on target for a goalkeeper, you're seeing it through bodies, it's rising, it's leaving you. Great strike. And we talked about those clearances from those long throws.
There's a chance inside the penalty area. Devante Cole comes out towards Tedic. If he can chip the keeper, who did come out in the end. Trafford closed it down really quickly. It was the left-hand edge of the 6-yard box, a really tight angle. Trafford did well to block it, and it's come off Tedic and gone out of play for what will be a goal kick.
Are they teammates together? Are they? Is Tedic on loan from Man City?
They are both on loan.
Yeah, so it'll be one of them when you're back in the dressing room. You have a bit of banter with each other, and we talk about sometimes when you stay back as a goalkeeper and you transfer the pressure there. James Trafford's realised the ball, just with the pace of it for Tedic, he thinks, I can get right on top of you. I've got my big blocking process. I can throw up that strong hand, and he makes a fantastic save. Really good goalkeeping from James Trafford. He had a nervy moment when the ball came off him, but that there, Tedic should be thinking, I've done everything right here, I've just got to miss the goalkeeper out, dink it. It's just that big trailing arm, wasn't it? That big left hand. I thought Norris made an excellent save last night when he stuck up a strong hand as well. So good goalkeeping, but for me, that's the best chance. That's the best chance of the game so far.
He's an outstanding goalkeeper, that's for sure. It's his second loan spell here at Bolton. has contributed much to this side, and I'm guessing there'll be a few eyes on him as well.
There will be, definitely, and you look at Gavin Bazunu, got the move from League One last season, went to Southampton, hasn't fully worked out, ex-Manchester City. Muric, who's playing for Burnley at the moment, ex-Manchester City. These club, you have to credit them, they sign good goalkeepers, they develop them, they put them out on a loan journey, but to play at Manchester City so tough. So I'm pretty sure, I'm well informed, there are a good number of Premier League sides here watching Mr. Trafford and seeing certainly, they're looking for him, and will he be going away with England under 21s in the tournament this summer as well? So amazing for the young goalkeeper.
Ball is bouncing along the touchline on this near side, just down below us, and it'll fall in Barnsley's favour, and the throw is taken quickly by Liam Kitchen, formerly, of course, of Forest Green. 46th start of the campaign for Kitchen, just missed one league game throughout the season as they try to cross from that right-hand side. Adams-Phillips loses possession, but then it breaks to Kane, edge of the penalty area, almost onto the left foot towards Devante Cole. In the end, it was delivered, but Cole just couldn't get it out from under his feet, and it's cleared up towards halfway, and the referee gives the foul against Kachunga on Liam Kitchen of Barnsley, and it will be a free kick for the visitors just short of halfway. And again, Andrew Kitchen, the referee, getting plenty from the Bolton fans.
Maybe they're saying even though their names as well, they're spelled a little bit different, aren't they? But I feel it was a foul. I think he just got his body across. Yes, he's brought it a little. Ian Everett's not happy. Just felt that Barnsley having a bit of a spell at the moment, getting some good areas, some good link-up plays. It's still been good defending, but I just feel at this moment in time, Barnsley are just starting to take control a little here.
Opportunity for Luca Connell to deliver this forward. He's on halfway, left-footed for Barnsley, swings it towards the edge of the penalty area. It's going to come to the edge of the box again, maybe another driven shot, and it is from Adam Phillips, and this one is blocked at the edge of the penalty area and out for a throw to Barnsley on the far side.
Blocked, another long throw is going to come in, but that was another good connection, wasn't it? It was certainly travelling, and the players that know that they're going to pick up the balls in these areas, it's not a fluke when they can strike a ball like this. This is where they work at shooting from, because they know realistically they're not going to get as many shots from inside the box, or certainly 8-10 yards out. They work at these strikes on the edge of the box because that's where the ball comes to them.
Another goal in the Premier League. Manchester United are up against Wolves. Anthony Martial on target for United as they look to try and get into that top four down this right hand side. Don't wave your finger at me. I don't decide the scores. I just read them out. Barnsley trying to play a ball into the penalty area, and it was Herbie Kane, and a bit of frustration from the home support because it broke towards halfway, but everyone was back defending for Bolton. And down this left hand side, the little flick that time hasn't quite worked out as they wanted it to. Liam Kitchen, I think, with a back heel, and in fact the offside flag is up, and that'll be a free kick to Bolton at the edge of their own penalty area. So we've mentioned already later Sunderland, Luton and Salford against Stockport. Tomorrow over on Talksport at 12 o'clock it's Coventry against Middlesbrough in the other playoff semi-final first leg. And what a story for Mark Robbins if he could get Coventry into the Premier League. And equally Michael Carrick, of course, in his first season in charge at Middlesbrough, picked them up when they were in the bottom three, and there they are playing now for a place in the Premier League. And then of course tomorrow afternoon we've got coverage for you during the Sunday session of Chelsea against Manchester United in the Women's FA Cup final. Bradford against Carlisle is here on Talksport 2 tomorrow night, and then a huge game on Monday night in the Premier League. Game night, Leicester against Liverpool. That gets underway 8 o'clock on Monday night over on Talksport. We're in the middle of 15 days of live football every single day across the Talksport network as we reach the end of what's been a pulsating season, but believe me, the drama is not done yet. Devante Cole has wriggled away inside the penalty area for Barnsley, but then having got the space and the time to tee up a shot, he puts it quite significantly wide of the right hand post.
Yeah, he snatches it at the end, a little there, but Santos, I'm thinking, you don't need to win that. You're big, you're strong, you've got him under control, he's facing away from goal, you don't need to nick it. But Devante Cole for you, a little bit tight there, I can feel it, I can roll you, but not only roll him, he's rolled him inside, so then in towards goal. And again, a player, I know he hasn't scored as many recently, but every time I've seen him, he's scored a lot of goals, he's been in good form, and I feel he should have been hitting the target there.
Bolton are playing out from the back here, and they've in the end had to lift it up towards halfway because the press was good from Barnsley, that's for sure, and they hold possession on the far side. Bit of a shirt pull going on there, but he's done well, Tedic, but then he's the one who's been penalised, according to the referee, and that's going to be a free kick for Bolton. One of the things I noticed, and you see it, they have a fairly high turnover and gather possession, don't they, in the final third, Barnsley. The press is good. The amount of times that they are gathering possession in the final third is impressive, but then I guess that's how they've chosen to play under Duff, and they've got some defending to do this time in their own final third. Dempsey does well, cuts it back towards the right-hand side, where they've got a little overlap here as Bradley then tucks inside, but instead they go more direct into the box, and it's lifted in by Toll and then cleared away by Barnsley, and now maybe there's a counter on the air down this right-hand side. Tedic is in a good position. Perhaps he just strayed offside, and they've gone a little bit slow to find Devante Cole on the right-hand side of Barnsley, and it means they've got bodies back now, Bolton, into a decent defensive shape, but still the ball goes into the penalty area. Certainly a bit of pulling of the shirt of Tedic there inside the box, but nothing too bad in towards Devante Cole, who's in the 6-yard box. But out comes James Trafford in the Bolton goal and gathers that.
Yeah, so George Johnson, he did have a bit of Tedic's shirt for sure. Nothing, just let go of it early enough. But as you saw again, you keep mentioning, Adam, that press from Barnsley, there is a full press. They're trying to get at him, trying to win it high. When they can beat the press, then obviously it can be dangerous for Bolton, but it's well drilled, it's well organised. They've seen a lot of each other this season. They watch all the videos as well. We said these are head coaches, these are good on the grass, these managers, and the teams know what they're doing, and it's brave from Bolton, but well drilled as well. Good pressing from Barnsley.
Well, looking for Tedic up front for Barnsley, but it's over the top of his head and easily gathered by Trafford. They've won the most of any team in League One when deploying that press and when the triggers say go. They've allowed Bolton to get out this time down that left-hand side, only to halfway though, where it's picked up again by Randell Williams, and an exchange of passes with Dempsey, and Bolton now just taking a little bit of time to take the sting out of what's been a good 10 or 15 minutes for Barnsley.
Yeah, and that's what it is. So Barnsley will still feel they got control and slide and maybe set a trap, but Bolton just need a little bit of a spell, keep the ball, look after it, because it's definitely Barnsley had looked the more likely to score, and free kick now in a dangerous position.
Yeah, Mads Anderson is furious there with Kachunga because he feels he's bought that free kick. Immediately he said surely not, and the referee Andrew Kitchen didn't waste a moment, just took his arm out and blow his whistle. Good position though, this is for a free kick. Yeah,
and I think it is a foul. I think Kachunga's just know the contact's coming, he's put the brakes on, and Mads Anderson has gone into the back of him, but as you say, it's about holding the high line now for Barnsley, but it allows Bolton to get their big boys up, look for second balls as well, so it's quite, midway in the half, isn't it? But it's definitely a dangerous position.
It is, it's a couple of yards from the right edge of the penalty area, but it's only about maybe 15-20 yards inside the Barnsley half as it's swung towards that back post, and it had to be dealt with by Bobby Thompson, and it was. Bobby Thomas first down, it's out of play for a corner.
Really good defending, because he knew people behind him, and they hold the high line, which means there's quite a lot of space for the goalkeeper to protect, and the way it was sort of played into that second 6-yard box and knowing people behind you to back header it like that was excellent. Obviously out for a corner now, but I thought it was a good ball in, but very, very good defending from Barnsley.
Game day live on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, where it remains Bolton 0, Barnsley 0. 6.5 minutes to go to half time. Williams delivers that one into the penalty area for Bolton, up in the air, and has to be gathered, and is gathered, and he's taken a tumble in the process, so there'll be a slight delay here. Instead has gone down, and Kachunga is going over to protest the innocence of the Bolton players, and the referee tells him to go away. There's going to be no card, and he's up and about all right now. Maybe just knock the wind out of him a little.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one, because the goalkeeper's got eyes for the ball, but players don't have to move. So Harry said he's not the biggest of goalkeepers, but sometimes if you put that big call of keepers and you come flying and you see goalkeepers get their knees up maybe and flatten everything, then it's a very, very brave player to stay there the second time. But I don't think it's much more than that he's just stayed. He's not moved, he's not made it back for him, he's not gone and hit him, so, and Harry Easted's fine. Good decision to come for it. Just think, as you say, it's no more than that, it's a foul, that's it.
Mentioned the second leg of that League One playoff on Thursday night between Sheffield Wednesday and Peterborough is live on the Talksport app. The reason for that is what a cracking double-header of live football that night. So it's Newcastle against Brighton in the Premier League is exclusively live on Talksport, and then AZ Alkmaar against West Ham in that Europa Conference League second leg semi-final is here on Talksport too. So if you don't have the app yet, get it downloaded now, and you can swipe along, and you get a little button at the bottom that tells you where you can find all of our live commentaries, and that's where you'll be able to listen to the second leg of that League One playoff game on Thursday night. There's a free kick here for a foul on Dion Charles inside the penalty area, so Bolton will have a chance again to put some pressure onto this Barnsley back line as we go into the final 5 minutes of the first half. 0-0 it remains, and really so far the only keeper who's had to make a save is James Trafford. That was to deny the advancing Tedic. Elsewhere it's been fairly routine stuff, but Barnsley having the better we feel of the opportunities maybe. Here's a chance for Bolton. They have possession just midway inside the Barnsley half, but it's given away that time by Morley. Now back to halfway where it's clipped over the top down this left-hand side, and Kane will chase after it. Herbie Kane by the corner flag gives it back to Cadden. Cadden on the left-hand side for Barnsley towards the byline, looks to deliver the cross, and again Conor Bradley slides into the challenge, and it's out for what will be a corner down this left-hand side for the Tykes.
Yeah, good defender from Conor Bradley, made him go outside. I just feel Bolton aren't getting their wing-backs into offensive areas. Right at the start of the game you're thinking, oh, Conor Bradley is going to be creating a lot, but he's had to do more defensively. Big moment now, 3.5 minutes before half-time. If they can make this set-piece count for Barnes, it'd be huge. As a Bolton, they have defended them well so far. Bit of delay here, is it? With the ball?
Yeah.
But it's going to be an outswinger, and big moment.
It's a Bolton steward, I think, or ball boy who's thrown the ball back, but not to the player that's come to get it, to the guy at the corner flag. What was our flag bearer from earlier, who's probably still a bit wet after being drenched by the sprinkler. He's the corner on the left-hand side. Palace are leading, by the way. Eze with a goal for Palace against Bournemouth. Crystal Palace 1, Bournemouth 0 in the Premier League. Left-hand side, Connell to deliver this. There's bodies all over in the penalty area. And it was Tedic that was down in the 6-yard box. The left-footed shot just bounces into the arms quite comfortably that time of Trafford. It was from about 20 yards away by Kane, but it was comfortably stopped in the end. In fact, it was Cadden with a shot. And now it's Kane and wide on this left-hand side, who will bring Barnsley forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Kane just slips it forward to find Luca Cornell, but just overhit the pass. That's careless, really. He was in a great overlap position to deliver, and instead it's a goal kick.
Yeah, and it's a frustrating one. You could see how disappointed Kane was with himself there. So decent pick up from Trafford. He's looked to try and get Bolton Wanderers on the quick attack. Bradley's up there. He wanted a bit more on that kick. If it had been into the grass, then Bradley would have fancied the race. But that's meant then that they're a little bit out of balance at the back, if you like, Bolton. And there's the transition again. And yeah, when Herbie Kane gets in there, if he can lay that ball in, Connell can then whip that ball in along that 6-yard line. Really dangerous, but instead it goes out of play. And yeah, good opportunity gone.
Long clearance from Trafford in the Bolton goal. Headed on halfway by Conor Bradley down this right-hand side as Bolton look to advance down this near touchline, but they've lost possession again and Barnsley have it. And forward down that right-hand side comes Bobby Thomas, gives it out wide to Jordan Williams. Back with Thomas again for Barnsley. Here's Anderson midway inside his own half. Now it's once more with Kitchen. Plenty of room now for Thomas to run into. He's got about 10, 15, 20 yards. He's being chased hard by Dion Charles. He's carried on his run. Charles has gone with him, but he's got the other side of him inside the box. Thomas to the byline, tries to get it across, and trying to slide a foot in was Tedic at the edge of the 6-yard area. But again, it's out of play on the far side for a throw to Barnsley.
Sheffield United-esque, that wasn't it? A centre-half marauding like that. How I thought he'd actually lost it, and then he's just got enough to, like a telescopic leg, to get that ball across. Now he's going to have to go and put the long throw in. He's probably thinking, give me a breather, but really good positive play. I think out of the two managers, it's been pretty even, but I do think Michael Duff will be slightly the happier of the two.
Final minute of the first half. Here's the throw, and it's delivered by Bobby Thomas. It's a long one into the edge of that 6-yard box. It's put back across that time by delivered in by Adam Phillips, and he will go again on that far side. Takes the throw quickly this time. Thomas then finds Kane. Out wide on that far side, it's back towards Jordan Williams here. Williams, 25 yards out, slips the ball in towards Tedic. The first touch was terrible. Took it away from him and into the arms of Trafford in the Bolton goal.
He's going to be very disappointed with himself there, Tedic, because, and again, it's more good play from Barnsley. They pick up all the second balls and those clever slip balls down the side, and Tedic, with his ability, should be able to bring that under control. It's a heavy touch. Don't know if they're tired with the heat coming towards the end of the half, but yeah, good play again from Barnsley.
1 minute of added time at the end of the first half here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. It's Game Day Live. It's the League One playoff semi-final, and it remains Bolton 0, Barnsley 0. Trafford away from inside his own penalty area, all in grey, launches it forward as the shadows just stretching a little bit on the pitch here at the University of Bolton Stadium. Still bathed in sunshine for 2/3 of the playing surface. And no, not where we're sat. We're up in the chilly stand where it's a little breezy, and we are in the shade, which is probably no bad thing. As Devante Cole goes in with a challenge, and well, that looked like a foul to me. I mean, you may disagree as the ex-footballer alongside me, but I thought he used his entire body there and had no intention of playing the ball.
I thought it was a foul, and Ian clearly thought it was a foul, but it's right in front of the assistant referee. He's not giving it. The Bolton manager was stood, wasn't he, for about 30 seconds with his arms stretched out going, how is that not a foul? But the refs let a lot flow.
He has, and he's blown the half-time whistle here at the University of Bolton Stadium, where it remains Bolton 0, Barnsley 0. An opening 45 minutes that was cagey to begin with. The best opportunity for the home side coming from Dion Charles after a ball was played into the area by Elias Kachunga. He shot well wide of the left hand upright, and then up the other end, Tedic with an opportunity that probably brought the best save from James Trafford. Couple of long-range efforts as well, particularly one that was hit by Adam Phillips, which just flew over the top of the crossbar. It's an even game. It's as tight, I think, as we all expected here in the northwest, in the sunshine at half-time. It's Bolton 0, Barnsley 0. Yeah, thanks, John. Welcome back. The flags are flying again here at the University of Bolton Stadium. Beautifully poised after the opening 45 minutes. Just a quarter of the way, really, through this tie, with the second leg to come on Friday night at Oakwell, of course. And no changes at half-time. Both teams as you were for the start of this second half. So we await the nod from our floor manager for TV down below. You'll see all these playoff games live across the Talksport network over the next week or so. And he's happy that everyone's in. The keepers are happy. And the second half about to be got underway by Andrew Kitchen, our referee. 45 minutes then till we reach the halfway mark of this tie. And immediately the ball put into touch for Barnsley on this near side, and it will be a throw-in for Bolton midway inside their own half. And it will be Randell Williams wearing the number 27, joined from Hull in January. Previously at Wickham. Also spent some time at Exeter and began his career in the youth team down at Watford. He's taken the throw for Bolton. They've switched play to that right-hand side, and from deep inside their own half, ball's helped on its way here to Kyle Dempsey, who tries to pick up possession, but he loses out inside the centre circle, and it's back with Barnsley away to our left-hand side. We'll run you through the two teams in a moment when we get a break in play here, but immediately looking for a long ball forward, and the header is won by Williams on this near touchline. So Trafford's in goal for Bolton. It's Toll, Santos and Johnston across the back. It's Bradley, Sheehan, Dempsey and Williams in midfield, with Morley providing the support to Kachunga and Childs. We'll run you through the visitors team in a moment as it's picked up midway inside their own half on this left-hand touchline by Bolton. Again, Williams with a throw down this near side, looking to get it away quickly. He's looped that one up in the air with no power, and it's comfortably picked up on halfway this time by Cornell, but he's been dispossessed, and now it's Kyle Dempsey looking to switch play to the right, helped on its way towards Dion Charles at the edge of the box, and a good poignant moment for Bobby Thomas, who's on loan from Burnley, to step in and whip that ball away for Barnsley at the edge of his own penalty area. There's an opportunity for Bolton to start this second half a little brighter than they ended the opening 45 minutes. It was Barnsley who had control of the game from around the midway point of that first half, creating the better opportunities without anything to show for it. It's another throw to Randell Williams on this left-hand side, but Lace is being done up by Luca Connell, so I can tell you that it's Isted in goal, it's Thomas, Anderson and Kitching across the back, Williams, Phillips, Connell, Kane and Cadden across the middle for Barnsley, with Tedic and Cole up front for Michael Duff's side. He wants some tape, I think, for his boots or for his laces or something, does Luca Connell. The ball is deep back inside Bolton territory, and they're taking their time with Ricardo Santos at the back, finding Toll midway inside his own half on that right hand side. Back to Santos again, and no real eagerness to play out at this moment in time for Bolton, just waiting for the moment. Then they go long with Johnston trying to get it up towards the advancing Morley, but instead it's cleared away from this right hand side by Jordan Williams, this time for Barnsley, into touch, and probably about the fifth time in this second half it's a throw already from Randall Williams.
Yeah, it's all down this side in front of us, and just feel Barnsley are quite happy just to sit off for a little bit, pick their moments like that and go and win it back. But yeah, good few times the ball's gone out of play already.
It's Herbie Kane inside the centre circle for Barnsley, coming forward right hand side. Williams lifts the ball in, Devante Cole with a header. Well, he's put it back almost where it came from, almost smacked him in the face, as opposed to being able to angle that header as he tried to leap, and it'll be a goal kick for Bolton away to our right hand side.
Yeah, Williams has tried to put it in there, and just behind with the way that Devante Cole's travelling in, it's just slightly behind him, so a difficult header, and then yeah, it's gone near enough out for by the corner flag. But I just feel with Bolton, you can just see there, just get on the ball a bit more, be a bit more confident, have a bit more belief. And these games, it can be difficult because they are a possession side. As for Barnsley, sometimes they want to press high, other times they're happy to just control the opposition without the ball. But decent ball in from Williams, difficult header, and just a little drinks break now, is it?
No, goalkeeper's down, so they're having a little drink and taking a moment to take in more instructions, despite the fact they've only been playing for 4 minutes in the second half. And it is the Barnsley keeper who's down. Right leg seems to be the problem, huh?
But this seems to be something that a lot of teams do. If he continues, and I know again I'm part of the goalkeepers union, right? If the goalkeeper gets treated, he doesn't have to leave the field of play. Sometimes you want to get a few little tactics in. Player wants to change his boots, okay? Little stoppage in play. He will be fine. There's something that needs to be done.
He has changed his boots. We've got odd boots now for Luca Connell.
And that's what it is. I'm telling you now, he's fine. And we've always had it, even from a long time ago when I used to play. A little signal, go down, get a little bit of treatment, stoppage in play, whether it's to take the momentum out.
I think he has got a problem with his right ankle. I think he's telling the truth.
I think he's going to get an Oscar.
But Luca Connell still had to come off the field of play to change his boots.
Yeah, but it's not gone while the game's continuing, and he's straight back in. I don't know, let's see. I bet you he completes the game.
You know better about the mentality of a goalkeeper than I. It's Matt Murray, the former Wolves keeper, is alongside me here on Talksport 2 at the University of Bolton Stadium. It remains 0-0. There's a foul on Elias Kachunga, and you can tell it's gone Bolton's way by the cheers. Fulham have taken the lead against Southampton. Southampton without a win today. I mean, look, at the City Ground on Monday night, as I said to Ruben Sellers post-game, you're 8 points behind with 9 to play for. You need a bit of a miracle. It's not coming. Fulham have taken the lead in that game at St Mary's. Vinicius, the goal scorer. And that will see Southampton, the first team relegated from the Premier League tonight. Long ball swung in here, and it's almost evaded everyone and gone through and behind for a goal kick to Barnsley. Well, the delivery from Aaron Morley was delicious. Around the 6-yard box, it bounced for the first time, but nobody coming in to try and get on the end of it.
So difficult for a goalkeeper and defenders. So defenders are going towards their own goal. The ball's in swinging with pace from Morley. The defenders don't want to drop until that last step. As a goalkeeper, you can't come. Defenders don't want to get anything on it. And how many times you see those sneak in at the back post? So it's, half a yard wide probably. Great ball in, great pace. If it gets a touch from a Bolton player, it's definitely a goal. Really, really good delivery. Again, Bolton have started the half well. They started the first half well. Dangerous ball in, and Morley has got fantastic delivery, and that's horrible moment for the defensive side when those balls are whipped in like that.
He scored against Bristol Rovers last weekend in that 3-2 victory. He hadn't scored in 12 prior to that, but he's having his best goal scoring season is Aaron Morley, and he wasn't far away from adding number 7. There as that swung across the 6-yard box. This time the delivery from Adam Phillips for Barnsley, out wide from this right hand side, bounces twice. Devante Cole was sliding in, couldn't get anything on it, and again it's out for a goal kick away to our right hand side.
What a fantastic ball again, and talks about the free kick, defenders hating it. Defenders hate that one as well. That corridor in there where defenders are going towards their own goal, keeper can't really come for it. Devante Cole doing what all good strikers do. He's in there, he's sliding, he's trying to get across that near post, and he's probably got moulds on today because it's a firm day. If he'd have had studs on, maybe Barnsley would be 1-0 up. But another fantastic great cross in from the wing back.
7.5 minutes played in the second half. Game Day Live on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Here is Dempsey giving that ball short this time, and it's picked up by Morley for Bolton out wide on this left-hand side. Morley goes forward for Bolton towards the edge of the penalty area. Picked up by Barnsley though, and well brought forward by Connell, and then helped on its way that time by Kane. And that's a wonderful challenge. Really good sliding challenge from Conor Bradley again to win possession just as Nicky Cadden would have been away down that left-hand side for Barnsley.
And Nicky Cadden was so good for Forest Green in those wing-back positions. You know what he can do, and we talk about individual battle systems being the same, and that's where I think Cadden thought, I've got to run on Bradley, but wow, what desire to recover.
Kachunga tries to chip a ball forward down the right-hand side because Kyle Dempsey had made an advanced run down that right-hand touchline for Bolton Wanderers, but couldn't find him. He was intercepted, and the ball now back away to our right-hand side with James Trafford in that Bolton goal. And he finds Dempsey on that far touchline, the right-hand side, as in those white shirts and the blue shorts and the white socks, Bolton look to come forward again towards the north stand away to our left-hand side, which is what they're attacking in the second half. Here's Kachunga. He's got Charles in the middle in the penalty area. He's got Bradley there too, and in the end Bradley commits the foul at the edge of the box, and it'll give Barnsley a chance to clear their lines. And it feels like another wasted opportunity from a really good position.
Exactly that. Kachunga will be so disappointed. You get there, good build-up. It's just like an unforced error in tennis, isn't it? You know, you should there, and players of this level, this standard, should be making that pass. And again, now it just allows the defensive side, this time Barnsley, just to relieve the pressure, boom the ball at the pitch when there's no need to play that pass. And then even if you do play the bad pass, don't give the free kick away. And you compound your error, if you like. So yeah, I feel that's been the case for both sides sometimes in that final third, dangerous areas, and just that end product, that final decision.
They've definitely started better in this second half, Bolton, looking the better of the two teams at this moment in time, and they've got themselves a throw on the far side, midway inside the Barnsley half. An equalising goal at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Forest 1. Raheem Sterling on target for Chelsea. Forest with just that one away win this season, of course. Could do with that. Next home game is against Arsenal, and then an away game to finish the campaign as well down at Crystal Palace. So getting the points on the board for Forest. They were in front against Brentford last week away from home, of course, and Brentford came back to win it 2-1 late. Right now it's still Spurs 1, Villa over on Talksport as we go around the grounds and bring you live Premier League commentary this Saturday afternoon. Here on Talksport 2, though, it's all about the playoffs. We're here with Bolton against Barnsley right now. Once we're done, we're off to the Stadium of Light for Sunderland against Luton, and then we finish up tonight with Salford against Stockport. So League 1, Championship and League 2 playoffs all covered off today right here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Possession away to our left-hand side is with Barnsley. In the hands of the keeper, quite safely. First name is Harvey, really, isn't it? But they call him Harry. He doesn't like the name Harvey, does he?
Okay, there you go. Every day's a school day. I didn't know that. Okay. But what's been noticeable for Barnsley is you can't set a trap as Bolton, because Barnsley, they don't really want to play from the back today. Everything is sent up, pick up the second ball, and then they try and play. Whereas Bolton are much happier to build from the back, and Barnsley try and press them.
Kachunga on halfway for Bolton. Nice little layoff that time, and Bradley just tries to slip a ball through. He's looking a bit more menacing in the second half. Also drifting inside a little to get some possession is Conor Bradley, the loanee from Liverpool, having had a fairly quiet second half to that first period. Long ball punted forward this time for Barnsley, but it's going to be gathered quite comfortably by Trafford at the edge of his penalty area under no real pressure that time from Adam Phillips.
Yeah, good starting position. He was in the channel, he read it well, and then gets there well. So good goalkeeping from James Trafford, keeping himself attached to the game. Just feel for Barnsley, they're not quite with that intensity in the first half when they're pressing. They are letting Bolton build and enter a bit higher up the pitch with no engagement, if you like.
Free kick, and it's gone the way of Dion Charles, midway inside the Barnsley half for Bolton Wanderers, who take it quickly with Dempsey out wide on the right. Dempsey looking to come in field, just drops the ball short that time at the feet of Toll. Toll out wide to the right-hand side, where they try to bring it forward again with Kachunga. Now an opportunity maybe to deliver here from Bradley, who swings that one across, but way too much on it. Over the top of Randall Williams on this near side as well, but it's gathered up and then just given away immediately by Aaron Morley. Devante Corey's inside his own half as he goes forward, and he's fouled, and that's going to be a free kick for Barnsley. Still no cards though.
No cards, and again I think on that one Cole's bought the foul, and good play because he gets his team up the pitch. But for Morley, does so well, chases, keeps the ball in, the cross is slightly overhit, and then literally passes the ball straight to a red shirt. And again, it's like he hadn't seen he was there, and he passes it straight to him, which then means that transition's there. But because when Bolton get the team, they quite get the ball, they're expansive, they're open, and it only then takes that pass and suddenly they're in. And again, Ian Evatt will probably just say that's a bit that's frustrating him, getting up the pitch, final third, good area, and it's a sloppy pass.
Luca Connell to deliver this from inside the centre circle, goes short wide to Jordan Williams for Barnsley. Right-footed ball swung towards the edge of that 6-yard box where it's knocked down. It'll come back in this time. Cadden swings it over towards the back post. Phillips arriving with a header, which he's put basically almost back on that far side towards Liam Kitchen, who was there. Fairly wayward header from Phillips, but it'll be a throw to Barnsley on that far side, probably about midway inside the Bolton half. It's not really got going at the start of the second half, Barnsley. Just a few moments. I wonder what the thoughts are with regards substitutions as we approach the hour mark in Bolton. And there's a problem here for Santos with a head injury, so immediately they'll bring the physio on. And a reminder that we'll get the team news from Sunderland in about 15 minutes time or so, ahead of that Championship playoff semi-final against Luton. And then tomorrow Coventry against Middlesbrough is live over on Talksport. That's the other Championship playoff semi-final first leg. We've got Chelsea against Manchester United, extended coverage of the Women's FA Cup final. That's during the Sunday session tomorrow afternoon with Sam Matterface. And then tomorrow night here on Talksport 2, Bradford against Carlisle, the League 2 playoff semi-final first leg as well. A busy few days of live football across the network, and don't forget on Monday morning when you wake up, get yourself onto Talksport. Laura Woods will be there as your host for the most, alongside the Rangers legend Ali McCoist, reviewing all the weekend's action. And a huge week next week. Monday night it's Leicester-Liverpool in the Premier League. Tuesday night Luton against Sunderland, the semi-final second leg of the playoff. Inter Milan against AC Milan, that's live on Talksport 2. Wednesday night Man City against Real Madrid, and then Middlesbrough against Coventry is on Talksport 2. Huge night to look forward to as well during the week next week. Feel a little bit for Pep Guardiola and Man City having to play tomorrow, of course, because of the Eurovision Song Contest. Bit harsh.
Look, they've got lots of players. It's great to be involved at this stage. Of course, you know, you want to give Man City every chance they can, but they still play Saturday, Tuesday, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? What's this game?
Sunday, Wednesday.
Sunday, Wednesday. So what's the difference?
He just likes to have something to moan about.
I know that Real Madrid might get one more day, but these are top players. He can mix his squad, and I'm a massive Man City fan, Pep Guardiola fan, but for that bit, it's what it is. Just deal with it.
Palace 2, Bournemouth 0. Eze with a second, and it's now Chelsea 2, Forest 1. A second for Raheem Sterling. That inability to win away from home from Forest, maybe coming back to bite them again today, giving up a lead against the Chelsea side who, well, you're surprised they've scored 2. Oh, I think we might be getting a card here. Kyle Dempsey, the player for Bolton. No, it's just a talking to again. It's Kane, the player that he fouled inside the centre circle. And I think the ref has just said that's in the last few minutes, that's 1-2, there are to be no more.
No more. And that's it. Sometimes, sooner or later, he's got to produce one, because I don't think he's lost control of it, though.
I think he's forgotten them.
Yeah, I can say he left them at home.
He's done like you and your water, left them in the car.
And then it was hard finding a bottle of water in this stadium, believe me. But I think it's one of them, though. Sometimes when a referee needs to get a card out earlier because people are being reckless and going into stupid challenges, I don't think it's affected the game. I think it's allowed it to flow. But sooner or later, someone's going to get a booking.
knocked down by Kitchen for Barnsley at the edge of the penalty area. It comes out wide to Phillips, who gets it into the penalty area, only half cleared, and now it'll go back in from Kitchen on his left foot, very direct as well. He's just lifted that to the edge of the 6-yard box. Santos is there to head it out of play, hits the corner flag, and it will be a corner to Barnsley down this right hand side.
Santos's positioning is brilliant, isn't it? How many first contacts does he get? He's in the middle of their back three and gets so many headers on it. Again, he's going to be wanting to do it again. You know that he's a obviously good header of the ball because he's in the middle of the 6-yard box for this zonal marking, which shows you're the best header of the ball. But a bit more pressure now from Barnsley.
Phillips delivers it. Victor on, comes towards Devante Cole at the edge of the box, then goes back towards the German shot from Cadden on his left foot, and it's Nicky Cadden who fires it into the bottom corner and gives Barnsley the lead in this first leg of the playoff. The little Scotsman signed from Forest Green. He waited for his moment at the edge of the penalty area on his left foot, and it's his 6th goal of the season. He's scored them all since February, and this may be the most crucial of them yet, because the visitors lead. It's Bolton 0, Barnsley 1.
Fantastic strike, and in the first half there was a few times when balls had dropped to the edge of the box and there have been strikes from distance, and I think Adam Phillips had hit one, wasn't he? Just rising all the way, and I was just about to say, if that had come to nothing, Devante Cole did so well to get the ball, but I actually thought he laid the ball back a bit firmly because you'd want it to be able to strike it first time, but it was fired back at Cadden, if you like. Bit of pace on it, but the way he takes a touch, adjusts it, then there's bodies in the way. There's no chance for James Trafford. It arrows into the bottom corner. Those away fans, they know what a big goal that is, and we just said they were starting to have a little spell, and that was a fantastic strike. Really good strike, and Cadden showed last season at Forest Green what a great quality he's got in that left foot, and brilliant goal. Now for Bolton, how do they react to this?
6 goals since February for a wing-back is a pretty good return, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's his 6th league goal of the campaign, and it's given them the lead here. Bolton 0, Barnsley 1. We said Bolton never beaten in the home leg of a playoff tie, and Barnsley never beaten in the away leg, but they do score goals, and yet again they're on the score sheet here. And you can hear away to our right hand side in the upper tier of that frankincense south stand, 2,113 I believe have made the journey. A couple of changes coming here for Bolton, which is no great surprise, you feel. We've seen the departure first up of Josh Sheehan, and he's being replaced by Kieran Lee wearing number 20, and we're also going to see the departure of Elias Kachunga, and I think we're going to see the introduction of the young man who's on loan from Southampton, and that's Ulundulu, and he comes on to partner Dion Charles wearing the number 11. I mean, is that a reaction, or were they pre-planned?
I'd have thought anyway, it's very common around the hour mark that managers make changes, and you'd probably thought he was probably going to do it anyway, let the corner be defended. It wasn't, so still make the change. And I feel Kachunga's tried, but I don't think he's had his best of afternoon. So Ndulu, who's again very highly rated, there won't be a change in the system, so he gets on. But yeah, I think it's one of them that the manager's probably going to make the change anyway.
Lundulu is on then to partner Dion Charles up front as Bolton go in search of that equalising goal. Talking of equalising goals, Forest have got a second. Iwonyi on target, 62 minutes for Forest. It's Chelsea 2, Forest 2. 4 goals in 2 games now for Iwonyi. He hasn't scored since January, and he's on target again today for Forest in the Premier League. Here it was down to Nicky Cadden to be on target for Barnsley with his 6th goal of the season, and it's that goal that gives Barnsley the advantage as we approach the midway point of this second half in the first leg of this League One playoff semi-final here on Talksport 2. Bolton trying to find a way back as they edge towards the edge of that Barnsley penalty area. Out wide on this left hand side, it's Kieran Lee, the substitute, getting on once more to Randell Williams, who's on the charge towards the byline, gets across the face of goal and in! Both time inside the 6-yard area, and I think it's Dion Charles who's got the final touch. It may have been an own goal, actually. There was a defender in there as well. Charles is taking The applause, of course, the delivery from Randell Williams was superb. The keeper got his hand to it, you feel, or maybe just couldn't quite get enough on it, and then it's tucked home into the bottom corner, and the University of Bolton Stadium erupts because they've got themselves level. It's one apiece.
And we wondered how they react, we wonder how they respond, and yeah, as you say, listen to these fans now, what a great response. This place is rocking, and it's really good play down the left hand side. It'll be interesting for Harry Easted to see that back, because sometimes it's what you just feel he's shown too much. Your goal's got to suddenly become across that 6-yard line. Don't let anything through there. It's a couple of yards out. Yes, the ball's fizzed in, he gets hands on it. Was it an own goal? Look, Dion Charles, he's in there, he's sliding in, and that's what all good poachers do. He's there, he just knows how to be in and around it. Great response, and yeah, Ian Everett will be delighted. And now, wow, this game on, it's in the balance, brilliant.
Referee just waiting for one of those ridiculous smoke canisters that's been let off in the far corner. It's just burning itself out. It's a couple of yards from the corner flag, so hence the reason for the delay. Not actually on the playing surface, but the steward will come and remove it now that it's burnt itself out. Listen to the noise. The University of Bolton Stadium has come alive. One apiece. 22 minutes to play here in this first leg. The game has sparked into life with those goals. Charles has been credited with the goal, we understand. We don't have the advantage of monitors here, so we can't see the intricacies of that final touch, but there was a defender right next to him, but Charles claimed it. Charles has been given it, as we say, doing what Michael Ricketts did way back in the noughties, scoring over 20 goals this season in all competitions for Bolton Wanderers, and just shows what you need, strikers. Chris Wellham, who tells me the hardest thing in football is to score goals.
That's why they get paid the most.
Well, I do like to argue with him and say surely it's keeping a clean sheet, just to wind him up, but yeah. I think we all know it is the tough part.
Keep winding him up, but yeah, look, that's what they want. He was brilliant for Wolves in that promotion season, but their goal, the strikers cost the most, they get paid the most, they have to get in there, and they're always the hero. But Dion Charles did what all good strikers do, sliding in, so the defender knows, even if it has come off him, he can't leave it because Dion Charles is there.
Here's Devante Cole up the other end at the edge of the penalty area. He's won the ball back there brilliantly. He looked like he was being muscled out by 2 or 3 white shirts. Dempsey's given it away though, straight back to Barnsley, in towards Tedic, who's in the penalty area, comes to Phillips on his left foot, and he's just hooked it up in the air, and surely the offside flag's going to go up, is it? No. I thought Kane may have been too advanced. Oh, they've won it back here, Barnsley, across the edge of the 6-yard box. Tedic had a chance to turn and shoot, but he couldn't control the ball. It just bounced off him in the end. And now an opportunity again for Barnsley. Towards the edge of the penalty area, there's a foul in there, that time on Luca Cornell, and that's going to be a free kick for Barnsley, 10 yards outside the penalty area.
A bit nervy moment there for everyone associated to Barnsley. I feel that shanked strike from Phillips, if you like, you know, it ended up nearly as a very, very good pass, and the way though that Barnsley didn't let Bolton clear the ball, keep it alive, ended up winning the free kick. And this is again, they were inventive before, and we saw the strike that was spilt by Trafford in the first half in that Bolton goal. So how many of them? There's 4 or 5 talking about this free kick. Wonder what they're going to do.
Well, deep thought process for this one for Barnsley. It's probably about 30 yards out from goal, just to the right of the D. Catton's over it with that left foot of his, full of confidence after his opening goal of this game. I think Phillips is there as well, and they're going to debate what the best option is. There are 4, 5, maybe 6 red shirts inside the penalty area as well, and there's 4 white shirts in a wall here for Bolton. Instead though, it's driven by the right foot of Phillips. Ricochet's chance, and he's just tried to lift the finish that time. Tedic into the back of the net, over Thomas actually, I think it was, who tried to lift it over the keeper. Great save from Trafford. Thomas with a header into the 6-yard box for Barnsley, and he puts it over the top of the crossbar.
And we've been talking about James Trafford, and in the first half he made an excellent one-on-one save, and it is textbook goalkeeping, and it's called your blocking process. And when you realise there's times when you have to stay back and turn flat, transfer the pressure, try and make the save, other times you think, you know what, all that striker's thinking about is turning, hitting the target, and they'll have turned around and just seen this big wall of grey as he's come out, got the block on. I think that time it came off his chest. You don't care what bit of the armoury you use. Really, really big moment. Good pressure. Bit of fortuitous how it dropped. and then the header that came back in. But good spell from Barnsley, and yeah, just they always want to take this thing out of it. Bolton will.
I was going to say, for a centre half, he did the right thing in he tried to lift it over the keeper, didn't he? But Trafford stayed tall.
It would have been interesting if Devante Cole had been on that, because I think there was room to maybe shift it and finish. But yeah, he's just thinking he's there, I've got to dink it, but he's just got right on top of him, stayed big, couldn't slide it underneath because of the way he'd made himself and spread himself and created the barrier. You have to credit the goalkeeper, but that's the right decision. Come, get down the line, make the block, and yeah, top goalkeeper from a very young goalkeeper.
The lead lasted a mere 3 minutes and 58 seconds for Barnsley. You're listening to Bolton 1, Barnsley 1 in the EFL League 1 playoff semi-final, live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. And I think as well, just managed to glance at a little replay, I think as well, Harry Isted would have just got his fingertips to it, and he's you could put it down as a mistake on his part.
I just feel if I was coaching him, I'd want him to shut that gap across the goal off a little bit more. That's all, I think. And you look at Brighton are probably one of the best have their goalkeepers do it the best, the way they shut that out and protect the space as well as the goal. That, look, it's not a mistake. You credit Bolton, great ball in, the power, but I think if he's just that little bit across, he can then block that ball that goes across the face of his goal.
Mitrovic is back for Fulham today, scoring. Southampton 0, Fulham 2. Southampton on their way to the Championship officially tonight as things stand. Here's the throw down this right-hand side. It's Bobby Thomas. He's all action for Barnsley at the moment. That's flicked on towards Devante Cole. Can't find him. It's cleared away this time by Randell Williams for Bolton from inside his own penalty area, and it's only as far away to our left-hand side as the Barnsley back line. It's launched forward again. The chase is on. Kitchen on that far side is trying to get to it, but it's going to be shepherded out. No, it's not. It's kept in play in the end on that far side by Owen Topp. A man signed from Derry. And it's going to be a throw on that far side for Bolton by the corner flag away to our right-hand side. 16 minutes remaining here. We'll get the team news from the Stadium of Light soon. Sunderland against Luton, of course, is our Championship playoff semi-final first leg, which follows us, and then Salford against Stockport kicks off at 7:45 tonight. Another huge game. Aston Villa have doubled their advantage over Spurs. Douglas Luiz with a second for Aston Villa. They lead Spurs by 2-0 at Villa Park. And I have a funny feeling that may well take them above Spurs in the table, take them level with Spurs in the table tonight in those race for European places. Throwing right by the corner flag on that far side, I think, for Barnsley. Again, good defensive work by Conor Bradley. There's been a little more in the game in this second half, more offensively, but he's doing good defensive work that time. And no shock, Bobby Thomas, the number 12, wandering over to the far side to launch this one inside the penalty area again for Barnsley.
And no doubt we're going to say Santos is going to head it clear.
Well, he's positioning himself well, isn't he? He knows where to go. He's doing the marking job this time on Slobodan Tedic as Thomas prepares to launch this from the far side in the sunshine here at the University of Bolton Stadium. Gets it towards the penalty spot, such is the power on it. It's hacked away from the edge of the penalty area that time by Lee for Bolton, but only as far as halfway down this right-hand side as an opportunity to come forward again for Jordan Williams for Barnsley. This time he gets a free second header, much to the annoyance of the faithful around us from Bolton Wanderers, and there's a chase on back towards his own goal here for George Johnston to try and get there, and the ball goes out of play for what will be a corner. It's good pressure that time, combination of Tedic and Jordan Williams mean we have a corner on this right hand side for Barnsley.
If Barnsley score from this, if I'm a goalkeeper, I'm going mad at my defender there. Just get there early and deal with it. You've gone from being in control, trying to shield it out of play, take a touch, clear it down the line. You've taken your time, got challenged, and now there's a corner to defend, and it really frustrates me when defenders do that.
Here's the corner down this right hand side. We'll get that team news from the Stadium of Light in a few moments time. It's going to be Luca Cornell to deliver down this right-hand side for Barnsley. The corner's played towards the edge of the penalty area, and Phillips is there, and he's struck that almost up into the second tier, which is where you'll find the Barnsley supporters away to our right-hand side. So while they take the goal kick, we can head to the Stadium of Light. Sunderland against Luton is the first of the Championship playoff semi-finals to get underway, and talking us through it with the team news, Nigel Adderley.
Yes, good afternoon, Adam. One change for Sunderland. Dennis Sirkin is not fit, so Alex Pritchard returns to the side, which won 3-0 at Preston on the final day. 9 changes for Luton. They rested so many first-teamers for their 0-0 draw against Hull. They all return. Gabriel Osho and Alfie Doughty are the only survivors from the final day. Live on Talksport 2 at 5:30 alongside Mickey Gray.
Thank you, Nigel. Yep, I'm sure Mickey will be looking forward to that one. Sunderland against Luton, a 5:30 kickoff right here on Talksport 2 ahead of Salford against Stockport, the League 2 playoff semi-final that is coming up a little later while you've been away. We've seen another substitution here for Bolton. Dion Charles, the goal scorer, has gone off, and Victor Adeboyjo has come on. And we know he's got some pedigree and he's got some history with this Barnsley side as well.
He is. I was in the Barnsley under-21s when we signed Victor from Leyton Orient, I'm sure it was, and he did his work and came in and ended up playing in the side that got promoted. Good lad, went to Burton, done his stuff, and now he's been excellent for Bolton. So great lad. He'll know these defenders he's up against though very, very well, and how often do players score against their former side, so he'll be desperate for an opportunity.
It's his 7th substitute appearance this season for this Bolton side. He's managed to bag 3 goals so far this campaign. Had a really fruitful start at Burton before making that move in January. Now down this left-hand side, Bolton have possession just inside their own half, lifting a ball forward, and he's immediately on the chase here towards the corner flag, and has done well to keep the ball in, and has forced the challenge to come in from Bobby Thomas, and Thomas puts that a play. It's a throw down this left-hand side for Bolton, right by the corner flag. Randell Williams will take, and Adebayo will go and make a nuisance of himself in that 6-yard area, that's for sure. And we know that both sides have got long throws. This one coming from Randell Williams down this left-hand side for Bolton. 1-1, 11 minutes to play, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. First leg of this League 1 playoff semi-final. Back with Trafford, midway inside his own half for Bolton. The keeper just takes his time in his all grey outfit, short sleeves and green boots as he launches it down this left-hand side. Helped on its way once more to this near touchline. Williams is there, as is Adebayo, and he just tries to lay that ball off and then combine with Lee towards the corner flag, but it's good defending from Barnsley, and it's put out a play for a throw down this near side, the left. And at the moment, Bolton just having the better of the pressure.
Yeah, good play, good working the ball down this left-hand side, forcing throw-ins, but it's a combination play. Still good defending from Barnsley. Harry said hasn't had any more saves to make since that goal, but yeah, definitely a bit of pressure here from the home side.
It's come back as far as Santos, who's advanced into the Barnsley half of the field. In fact, everyone apart from Trafford, the keeper, is in the Barnsley half. In the sunshine on that right-hand side, they go once more out wide to Bradley. Charge was made forward into the penalty area by Toll, but instead they're going to go wide again to Bradley here, are they, from Dempsey. Dempsey does tee up Bradley with a chance to deliver. Maybe he's taking his man on, gets it inside the penalty. Lovely little left-footed shot is blocked. They will get the corner unless it's cleared, which it is by Nicky Cadden from inside his own penalty area for Barnsley, and into touch on the far side for a throw to Bolton.
Yeah, you know when you come to a stadium like this, there's going to be pressure. At the moment, Barnsley, organised drill, getting the blocks in, putting the bodies on the line, but Bolton will be desperate to make this count. So a real key moment in this game, but also could be massive in the tie.
A couple of changes now coming for Barnsley as well. We're going to see the introduction of Max Waters. Now, we know he's got goal-scoring pedigree, and he's going to come on to replace Devante Cole. And we're also going to see the introduction of James Norwood. So it's both strikers going off, Tedic and Cole, to be replaced by Norwood and Waters for the last 9 minutes or so here at the University of Bolton Stadium.
I think that's showing a bit of intent from Michael Duff to say, can we go and get a goal, but also to allow his team to get up the pitch a bit more. Can they get fresh legs on, turn Bolton a bit, press higher up the pitch, get those fresh legs, just to inject a bit of energy. He probably realised his team are getting a bit deep, aren't getting up as much. So I think that's good managing, from Michael Duff. But these are good players. These are two good players that they're bringing on who are a threat at this level. So let's see how it's going to be an intriguing final few minutes here.
It is, both sides have changed their strikers in this game, the pair of them entirely. So there is intent at one apiece with just over 8 minutes remaining, plus time to be added on, of course, before we head off to the Stadium of Light for the second of our playoff games today here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Now an opportunity to come forward down that right-hand side for Bolton. Just short of halfway. Just taking a moment to find Santos and probing to try and find their way through this stubborn Barnsley defence as they just then kick into life with the press with the new substitutes trying to drive them forward from the front. But Bolton have found a way through here with Lee down the left-hand side. Randell Williams on the charge for Bolton towards the corner flag, and it's out for a corner. The challenge from Bobby Thompson deflected behind, and Bolton have the corner on the left-hand side.
Corner again, a lot is coming down this left. It's good defending, but I like, Randall Williams at the moment. He's been direct. He's put the ball in for the equaliser. He's running at the defenders. He's really causing problems, and it's going to be yet another corner that Barnsley need to defend. So Bolton finishing very strong.
Here comes that corner down this left-hand side, swung across to the edge of the 6-yard box by Randell Williams again, but it's headed away, and Bolton will try and deliver back into that danger zone again, and they'll do it via Morley towards the edge of the penalty area. He's given it away though, and a chance maybe to break away down that left-hand side now for Norwood. Norwood tries to go forward, gets a second attempt as he appeals for handball, but in the end it's away down that right-hand touchline with Dempsey now for Bolton, midway inside the Barnsley half, gets it towards the edge of the penalty area. Ataboy Ajo, there's cries of shoot. He plays it wide to that right-hand side again, where it's almost delivered that time by Bradley into the box, and again it's desperate clearing, this time by Cadden on that far side, and they'll come again, Bolton, from halfway with Santos. They're certainly in the ascendancy since the equaliser. It's George Johnson to Santos again, just trying to probe their way through this Barnsley back line that's well set up, well organised and in position, but they're trying to go through this time down the right-hand side, courtesy of Toyle. Infield he goes once more, and he's just challenged on that far touchline, but he does enough to get the ball away to the feet of Morley. Now down this left-hand side, it's forward again to this left touchline where Williams is on the charge. Randell Williams just feeds that one back. It's lifted towards the back post. No offside flag. Cut across. Ataboy Ajo with a chance to finish, and it's blocked. There was no flag on that far side. I know you thought it was offside, Matt, but the referee not having a bar of it.
I thought maybe offside looking at it, but the assistant referee was right in line, and straight away he was like, no. And I don't know if it's Ulundulu who maybe it dropped to, but the effort was blocked. But good chance, good play. But this is, so what Bolton are doing is, one, they're dominating the ball, but their ball speed's better, and they're switching the play all the time. So this Barnsley team having to slide. Suddenly the wing backs have big distances defensively for Barnsley to get out to these Bolton ones, and it's difficult. It really is. And if one person switches off, then Bolton will look to exploit it.
Yeah, it wasn't Ndulu with a shot, indeed. It was blocked. It was an opportunity for Bolton, that's for sure. 1-1, 5 minutes to play. You listen to Bolton Barnsley in the EFL League One playoff semi-final, live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Down this left-hand side, Williams again has got away. Tries to get the throw for his side, and he does. Short for Bolton, right by the corner flag. Left-hand touchline. They work it out once more as far as Morley. Morley then will just give the ball to Santos, lifted inside the penalty area. Bradley's coming round the outside, but just too much on the pass from Santos, and out of play for a goal kick away to our left-hand side.
Yeah, right idea again, and it's such a hard one to defend against when a wing-back makes that run from out to in and tries to get him behind, but good line from Barnsley. So to get him like that, the pass has to be perfect, slightly overhit, but I am not surprised that Harry Easted in that Barnsley goal is just going to take his time and let his team get on the pitch. And right now, we asked at half-time, Michael Duff, he will take this 1-1 back to Oakwell with his Barnsley team, whereas Ian Evatt will think, can we go and nick one? Will we get one more big chance?
Well, they haven't lost in 34 games when scoring first this season, have Barnsley. So with 4 minutes to play, plus stoppage time, I think to be even ahead of Friday night, they'll take that. There's no doubt about that. Particularly coming to this Bolton side who've been in such good form. As we say, that record at home as well in the playoffs is so good. Feels like this game was potentially always going to end in a draw, but maybe they've got other ideas here. Barnsley, it comes towards Herbie Kane. He can't get there first. It's a very hacked clearance by Conor Bradley for Bolton from deep inside his own half. Maybe there's just one last kind of second wind here for Barnsley to come down the right hand side. Jordan Williams is trying to run onto it, and he forces the ball to go out of play off of Randell Williams, and it's a corner for Barnsley down this right hand side.
And we know what Barnsley can do from corners, and again they're going to believe that there will be another big chance in this game. I really do think that, and there's some real quality on the pitch, not only with the deliveries but forwards, and this Barnsley team are excellent as well. You can see Martin Devaney down there, Michael Duff's teammate, ex-Barnsley player. They were together at Cheltenham. You can see they're talking, and they'll be looking now and hoping, and those Barnsley fans up there, they'll be trying to suck that ball into the net. Big moment here.
They're not rushing though, are they? Luca Cano is not rushing over this corner down below us to our right hand side. 2.5 minutes remaining. 1-1's the scoreline. Connell swings that one towards the back post. Keeper goes for it. Oh, keeper spilled it, and it's come to the edge of the box, and it's driven back in again, this time by Cadden, and headed behind by Santos, and it had to be, and it's another corner.
And again, you look at this, and an inexperienced goalkeeper. I think James Trafford's been excellent in that Bolton goal, but sometimes there, when you're backpedaling into traffic, he's got bodies in and around him. Sometimes there, do you know what? Just get a punch on it. Punch it clear, because you have to be so sure. Any contact when you're backpedaling like that, it can drop. I don't think that's a foul. He's gone into bodies, and that's then where you need your defenders to help you. So a bit of pressure here from Barnsley, and this time it's going to be an outswinger, but there's a good ball in before.
Final 2 minutes of this first leg. It's one apiece. Corner on the far side. Again, Connell's going to deliver this left-footed for Barnsley. Just trying to move his players around inside the box. There's 6 of them all lurking. He swings that to the edge of the 6-yard box. Everyone's missed it. Trafford again, who came for it. It's fed back out this time to Phillips, who gets it back into the penalty area. Again for Barnsley. It's going to come to Cadden at the edge of the area. Tries to shoot for a second time in this game, already having scored one, of course. This one's blocked. Comes to him again on that left-hand side. Cadden for Barnsley. Swings it into the box. Evades. Everyone does it. Goes behind for a corner. It's off the head that time of George Johnston. And now it's a corner on the right-hand side for Barnsley. Their third in succession.
And you're looking at Ian Evatt down here. He is prowling his technical area. He's now having a swig in his drink, because as a manager they're helpless. You know, they've been there, they're looking for their players to go and get that contact on it, head it clear. They're so good, Barnsley, here. They're putting so much traffic in and around the goalkeeper, so you know where the ball's going to come. It's going to be whipped in there under the crossbar. Desire, we talk about it, delivery. Referee's having a little word. Is someone going to give a penalty away? You know, it's all these fine lines. So a goal now, you know, with dying seconds here of normal time will be massive, and it's going to be an outswinging corner this time from the right.
Yeah, it's going to be delivered by Adam Phillips on this occasion. Again, there's 6 red shirts inside the penalty area. Gets a flick, it comes again to Cadden, and this time he does get his left foot on it, and he slices it high and wide of the goal away to our right hand side. All hours down on Tom Reeves, who's the 4th official down below as the 90 minutes ticks round. 6 added minutes at the end of this game here at the University of Bolton Stadium, and at that point some people leave, others get to their feet and start applauding and think about driving Bolton on to try and find a winner.
Yeah, and you'd like to think as well that these Bolton fans will stay, one, because they want to try and help their team get over the line, but both sets of fans to applaud their teams. But Bolton, some of these fans won't see their team again this season. They might watch them on the TV, potentially at Wembley, but big moments coming up.
Randall Williams looking to get that ball into the penalty area. He was looking for Undundulu and couldn't quite find him. Headed away. Bit of a knee problem as well there, I think, for Mads Anderson. Okay. He's gone about his work.
No ankle problem for the goalkeeper, though. Looks alright to me.
He looks alright now, doesn't he? Yeah. Devious lot, you lot, aren't you?
Get Oscars, you see. Sucked you in, didn't it?
Here's Santos out wide on this left-hand side. I'm just too trusting an individual, that's all it is. Here's Randall Williams down this left-hand side. Tries to put a ball in. Blocked out on this near touchline. Now a chase on maybe for Barnes. There's a foul there, is there? No, says the referee. Jordan Williams went down, almost slid into the Bolton Barnsley technical area, but the referee having none of it. Duff not happy, having a go at the fourth official, Tom Reeves. Kane's lost out on that far side to Ulundulu, who's still got possession on that far touchline. Couple of fancy step overs, looks to play the ball, but it goes backwards instead to Top. Infield it comes, Morley 35 yards out. Now Santos in the centre circle. Bolton looking to work it down this left-hand side. We've had nearly 2 minutes of the 6 added. Here's Williams on this near touchline for Bolton. Back and short once more to Johnston. On halfway is Santos. Santos just checks his options. Decides to go out wide to that right-hand side instead. Toll's there. Forward he comes. Finds Morley on his right foot, driving through the centre. It's Morley. Then chips it wide to the far touchline. Ulundulu's there, but it's too much on it. And it's out of play for a throw.
Morley's going to be really disappointed there, because again we've seen the quality that Morley has. Aaron Morley there for Bolton with his set piece deliveries. He has got quality. He should. I know it's towards the end, in stoppage time. He'll be tired, but that's a pass that he should make. And instead now, Barnsley player goes down, asking for a bit of treatment. They're just going to run the clock down. And disappointing moment there for the player. But all in all, I think both of these teams have showed some really quality stuff. Good players, but I think it's about fair at the moment. This is about right.
It's going to be a great second leg, and it's live on Talksport 2 on Friday night. 2.5 minutes of these 6 played here on Talksport 2. 1-1 Bolton and Barnsley, home of the EFL. Every single playoff game, all the drama, the roller coaster that is the playoffs, are live across the Talksport network. In the Premier League, Spurs have pulled one back in the 90th minute against Villa, a penalty for Harry Kane. It's 2-1 now to Aston Villa in that game. A reminder, earlier on today, finished 2-2 in the Premier League between Leeds and Newcastle United. We've got live Premier League football for you on Monday night as well. And a huge game. Leicester against Liverpool is live on game night here on the Talksport network. That'll be live on Talksport. Southampton have lost to Fulham and they are relegated to the Championship. Who's going with them? Still all to play for. Forest 2-2 with Chelsea at this moment in time as well. And Everton, of course, take on Man City tomorrow afternoon, and you'll be able to follow that game throughout the Sunday session with Sam Matterface, which also has, of course, Chelsea against Manchester United in the Women's FA Cup final. Prior to that on Talksport at midday tomorrow, Coventry against Middlesbrough in the playoff semi-final, first leg from the Championship. Right, we are 4 minutes into the 6 that have been added here on Talksport 2 on EFL game day, as it's nodded forward on that far side for Barnsley again, and they'll have another throw just inside the Bolton half on the left-hand touchline, and they are in no rush. Liam Kitchen is wandering over there. They are happy to go back to Oakwell on Friday night under the lights with the scoreline 1 apiece. Here's the throw down that far side. Kitchen has gone towards the corner flag, and the chase is on over there to try and get on the end of it, and Waters was chasing it down but didn't get there. But now he will get possession, edge of the box down that left hand side, slips it in for Kane. Kane will just push it out wide to that far touchline. Kane is then fouled, is he? No. Referee waves it away. Kane's back up, has got the ball at his feet, then he goes down again, but the ref ball is still with Barnsley on that far touchline, and it's put into touch by Bradley, and it'll be another throw to Barnsley, level with the edge of the penalty area. But you may notice number 12 here, Bobby Thomas, the long throw specialist, he's going nowhere near it.
Exactly. I thought, they're going to do a long throw, put it in. Now he is. Okay, that's really interesting, because at first I thought they're settling for what they've got. They've done the old school work the line to get into his position. But yeah, and this might be that one more chance. And by the way, all those fans that are stayed, if this goes in, they'll go into, is it delirium? But like, just absolutely buzzing if they score now.
Final minute of added time. Launched in by Thomas with a long throw. Santos gets the header up. It's going to be helped on its way out by Dempsey. Only as far as Kane at the edge of the penalty area. Comes back to Jordan Williams here for Barnsley. Now Kane down that left-hand side. They've still got players forward from the back if they can get it into the penalty area. Luca Connell, left foot, swings it over towards the back post. And it's going to stay in, but is it going to run out for a throw? It is for Bolton down this left-hand side. And that should be the final action of this game between the last few seconds. Randell Williams has just tried to gain 10 yards with a throw down this left-hand side. However, he's been pushed back by Andrew Kitchen, our referee. And the throw will be taken down this left-hand touchline. No, it won't. because they're happy with the way things are. A terrific game. 90 minutes, we've reached the halfway mark in the League One playoff semi-final between Bolton and Barnsley. It was Barnsley that got themselves in front. A terrific finish from Nicky Cadam for his 6th goal of the season into the bottom corner, but the lead lasted a mere 3 minutes and 58 seconds. A ball from out wide on this left-hand side by Randell Williams, spilt by the keeper, and he was in with the defender Dion Charles, but he got the final touch to tuck it home into the bottom corner in the 63rd minute to make it one apiece between these two sides. Hard fought, there is nothing between them, and Friday night, live on Talksport 2, the second leg from Oakwell promises to be an absolute belter. Every single playoff game is live on Talksport 2. That one could well be one of the best. Full time here at the University of Bolton Stadium. It's Bolton 1, Barnsley 1.